Good afternoon and welcome. Thank you for coming to this, what I think is one of the most important panels here at SBJ RTDNA this year. It's called Every Mind Matters, and it matters how we report. We're calling one of the best researchers in the country. He's the principal investigator for the National Consortium on Empowerment and Stigma. He has the data via Skype here.
Okay, thank you for having me. I'm sorry I couldn't join you all today. We had a death in the family and we've been traveling around the United States a little bit, but thank God for technology I could come in like this. We all know what stigma is. Stigma is this disrespectful image of people with mental illness, showing them as dangerous psychopaths, and we all know the goal. The goal is we need to stop it, and that's what stigma efforts are meant to do. For the last 15 years, I've been head of a research program funded by the National Institute of Mental Health, trying to understand what are the best ways to deal with stigma. And so what we've become interested in is a conundrum that social scientists always look at. It's called the dodo bird effect. The reason this is a problem in social science is it sort of leads us to think everything works. And we know that, in fact, some things work better than others, but when we include everything works, it really suggests science isn't working because we're not able to find out what's the effective way of going and what's not. What's become of us in the last couple of years is that people are suggesting everything works to fix stigma. We actually realize that's not the case. In fact, sometimes there are some unintended consequences. Let me just focus more on what tends to be the big thing in the media and the big concern about mental illness, namely the idea of crimes. As you all recognize these four people, recent tragedies in American history: James Holmes, the gentleman in the orange wig, the Aurora, Colorado killer, July 2012, killed 12, diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Jared Luffner, killed 6 in Tucson, diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. Trong Swing Hui, who was a gentleman at Virginia Tech who killed 32 people, diagnosed with anxiety and major depression. Adam Lanza, December 2012, killed 20 children diagnosed with somewhere in the autism spectrum. So we did a study in 2004, implications of educating the public on mental illness versus violence, and what kind of effect did it have. If you hear a story that people with mental illness are all violent and will kill people like Adam Lanza, does that increase more money for mental health? This is essentially what we found out, is that people who saw this whole thing of people with mental illness being dangerous, in fact, were more fearful of them, wanted to coerce them more, wanted to avoid them. And by avoiding them, I don't want to work next to them, I don't want to live next to them. I was reluctant to help people with mental illness in general. So what we found as a result of this study is that research subjects who saw the violent examples of people with mental illness were no more likely to give more money for mandated care being an outpatient commitment, going to give no more money to mandated care and give less money to community care. Perhaps the post hoc assumption of that is that those people don't deserve it because we're all dangerous anyway. But at the end of the day, what happens with the media focusing on these kind of things in parity with mental illness is that these four gentlemen become the face of mental illness, which naturally scares us, as opposed to this is what the face of mental illness should be. People that we work with, we live next to, our neighbors, people we go to church with. As I said, I'm the principal investigator of the National Consortium on Stigma and Empowerment. We're actually a group housed out of Chicago with colleagues at Yale, Penn, Rutgers, and Temple. Our website, ncsc1.org. I apologize for not being with you, but please email me at corrigan@iit.edu. If I don't get back to you within a day, I'm dead. Thank you.